I still don't say, oh, there we are. We are live now. Good morning, lovely people. My name is Jody Maley. I am with Home Party Coach, and today we're doing a Google Hangout here for Fearless Online Entrepreneurs. And we have a really, really great start today. I have a lovely panel here. I have Diane, who's also from Canada, Rachel, who's in the United States, and Scarlett, who's in the United States. And did I hear just a little bird say that it was someone's birthday?
Yes.
Happy birthday to you. Boop, boop. Okay, so today we are working on team building and how to, start your team and how to get people on board with you. And you know what? It's like when God wants me to do something, I usually find that a gentle nudge on the shoulder isn't enough. It's usually a big wallop right in the face with a 2x4. And this Building Your Success Team and Where to Start has been everywhere I turn around. I'm getting information about this. Yesterday, I also have another monthly hangout group, and go figure that the exact same thing was our topic. And building your success team is an essential part of kind of building yourself as a leader. And the first thing that you need to do before you even build your success team is you need to get focused on what your core genius is. Because when you are focused on what your core genius is, it helps you pick the team that can help support your genius. So we're going to go ahead and get started in reading. This is Jack Canfield's book. This is Principle 39 on page, if you're following along, 277. So you want to start us off there, Di?
I sure can. Can you hear me okay?
Absolutely.
Okay. Principle 39. Stay focused on your core genius. Success follows doing what you want to do. There is no other way to be successful. Malcolm S. Forbes, publisher of Forbes magazine. I believe you have inside you a core genius. Some one thing that you love to do and do so well that you hardly feel like charging people for it. It's effortless for you and a whole lot of fun. And if you could make money doing it, you'd make it your lifetime's work. Successful people believe this too. That's why they put their core genius first. They focus on it and delegate it, everything else to other people on their team. Compare that to the other people in the world who go through life doing everything, even those tasks they're bad at, or that could be done more cheaply, better, and faster by someone else. They can't find the time to focus on their core genius because they fail to delegate even the most menial of tasks. When you delegate the grunt work, the things you hate doing, or those tasks that are so painful you end up putting them off, you get to concentrate on what you love to do. You free up your time so that you can be more productive and you get to enjoy life more. And so why is delegating routine tasks and unwanted projects so difficult for most people? Surprisingly, most people are afraid of looking wasteful or being judged as being above everyone else. They're afraid to give up control or reluctant to spend the money to pay for help. Deep down, most people simply don't want to let go. Others, potentially you, have simply fallen into the habit of doing everything themselves. It's too time-consuming to explain it to someone. You say, I can do it more quickly and better myself anyway. But can you? Delegate completely. If you're a professional earning $75 per hour and you pay a neighborhood kid $10 an hour to cut the grass, you save the effort of doing it yourself on the weekend and gain 1 extra hour when you could profit by $65. Of course, though, 1 hour doesn't seem like much. Multiply that by at least 20 weekends in the spring and summer, and you discover you've gained 20 hours a year at $65 per hour, or an extra $1,300 in potential earnings. Similarly, if you're a real estate agent, you need to list houses, gather information for the multiple listings, attend open houses, do showings, put keys in lock boxes, write offers, and make appointments. And if you're lucky, you eventually get to close a deal. But let's say that you're the best closer in the area. Why would you want to waste your time writing listings, doing lead generation, placing lockboxes, and making videos of the property when you could have a staff of colleagues and assistants doing all that, thus freeing you up to do more closing? Instead of doing just one deal a week, you could be doing 3 deals because you had delegated what you're less good at. One of the strategies I use and teach is complete delegation. It simply means that you delegate a task once and completely, rather than delegating it each time to be done. When I hired a gardener for my Santa Barbara estate, I said, I want my grounds to look as close as possible to the grounds at the Four Seasons, Biltmore, and Montecito, using the budget I'm providing you. When I go to the Four Seasons, I don't have to check whether the trees need to be trimmed or the automatic sprinklers are working. Someone else is in charge of that. Well, I want the same luxury at my home. With that as our operating principle, I said, here's the budget. Take charge of the grounds. If I'm ever not happy, I'll let you know. Sorry, I lost my place. If I'm ever not happy, I'll let you know. If I'm not happy a second time, I'll find someone else. Does that feel like a workable agreement? My landscaper was in fact very excited. He knew he wouldn't be micromanaged, and I knew I wouldn't have to worry about it again. And I don't see what I mean, completely delegation. When my niece came to stay with us one year while she attended the local community college, we made another complete delegation, the grocery shopping. We told her she could have unlimited use of our van if she would buy the groceries every week. We provided her with a list of staples that we always want in the house: eggs, butter, milk, ketchup. Sorry, that's my phone. I don't know. The grocery shopping. I told her she could have unlimited use of our phone if she would buy the groceries every week. We provided her with a list of staples that we always want in the house: eggs, butter, milk, ketchup, and so on. And her job was to check every week and replace anything that was running low. In addition, my wife planned meals and let her know which items she wanted for the main course: fish, chicken, broccoli, avocados, and so on. The task was delegated once and saved us hundreds of hours that year that could be devoted to writing exercise, family time, and recreation.
Okay, does anyone else want to pick up the reading there? Oh, yeah, Scarlett, I see you.
Can you hear me? Can you hear me?
I can. Sure can.
Okay, awesome. Okay, so now we are on become a con artist doing what you love to do. The biggest mistake people make in their life is not trying to make a living at doing what they most enjoy. Malcolm S. Forbes. Strategic coach Dan Sullivan once stated that all entrepreneurs are really con artists. They get other people to pay them to practice getting better at what they love to do. Think about it. Tiger Woods loves to play golf. People pay him big money to play golf. Every time he plays, he learns more about playing better. And hang out with other golfers, all the while getting paid for it. Anthony Roberts is a speaker and trainer. He loves speaking and training. He has arranged his life so that people are consistently paying him large sums of money to do what he loves to do. Or consider a baseball great Sammy Sosa of the Chicago Cubs. It takes him about 1 second to hit a home run, and as long as it takes for the ball to meet the bat, he earns $10,625,000 for about 70 seconds of batting time per year. So he's gotten really good at making the bat meet the ball. That's where he makes his money. He puts in all of his time practicing at getting ready for the bat to meet the ball. He's found his core genius and devotes the majority of his waking hours to professional perfecting his genius. Of course, most of us are not at par with Tiger Woods, Tony Robbins, Sammy Sosa, but the fact is that we get to learn a lot from a level of focus. Many salespeople, for example, spend time in account administration. They do on the phone making sales when they could hire a part-time administrator or share the cost of another salesperson to do the time-consuming detail work. Most female executives spend too much time running their household when they could easily and inexpensively delegate this task to a cleaning service or part-time mother's helper, freeing themselves to focus on the career or spend time with their family. Even most entrepreneurs spend less than 30% of their time focusing on their core genius and unique abilities. In fact, by the time they've launched a business, it often seems entrepreneurs are doing everything but the one thing they went into business for in the first place. Don't let this be your fate. Identify your core genius, then delegate completely to free up more time to focus on doing what you love to do. Do what you love, the money will follow. Starting out to making money is the greatest mistake in life. Do what you feel you have a flair for doing, and you will be good enough at it. The money will come. Greer Garson, winner of the 1943 Academy Award for Best Actress. Diana von Wilsenitz Wentworth is someone who has always focused on her core genius while following her heart and has become wildly successful as a result. Her greatest pleasure was always to be cooking something and gathering people around the table to share deep love level over food. She is always reaching for deeper connection, what she calls a sense of celebration at the table. So she started a career writing books about how to give a party and do something ahead of time so that you could actually be present and connect more deeply with the people you invite. Then in May 1985, she went on a trip to the Soviet Union with a group of leaders of human potential movement, and she noticed that for the most part, they were all loners. Even though they were quite well known for their books and the impact of the world, they didn't know each other. When she returned, she realized her life's purpose had always been more about connection than food. She had just used food as a catalyst. The realization led her to create the Inside Edge, an organization that hosted weekly breakfast meetings in Beverly Hills, Orange County, and San Diego, California, where nationally recognized people of vision came together to share their knowledge of wisdom on human potential, spirituality, consciousness, and world peace. Speakers included people like Mark, Victor Henson, and me, motivational expert Anthony Robbins, management consultant Ken Blanchard, actor Dennis Weaver, counselor Reverend Leo Booth, and author Susan Jeffers and Dan Millman. In addition to listening to an inspirational speaker, participants would network, encourage each other to bigger and support each other's projects. 18 years later, Orange County chapter still continues to meet every week. Diana has gone to write and co-author numerous books, including The Chicken Soup for the Soul Cookbook, once again integrating her love of food with the love of people, sharing their ideas, wisdoms, and stories.
Excellent.
Anyone else? I think
I think we'll just stop the reading now, and then each one of us share a little bit about what this has meant to you. So, who'd like to open up first?
Since I'm unmuted, if I could go. This is funny because, yesterday was my first day. I've coached cheerleading. I was introduced as 30 years. That would have made me, for the record, 10 when I started coaching. No, it was 20 years. So I have coached anywhere from little ones to all-star cheerleading to high school. And yesterday was the first day of tryouts, and I was asked to coach, and I'm back coaching high school. And it's actually against the rival school that my children have gone to, and my rival school of my life. Different group of kids, and it's funny because absolutely, if I could, I did go into All-Star, so I guess in a sense I did get paid, and it wasn't. I love I love the coaching, the bringing a group of kids together, developing, and it's what's great about it is it's helped me discover becoming a life coach, which I love because a lot of my kids are now, mothers when I had started and such. So, you can kind of take the coaching aspect and the connectivity and move it into, as they're growing up and different things that have happened. So I love that part of this because it definitely, if that's all I could do in life, I would be tickled pink. And I have to also say it's funny because I've been kind of pushing back a little bit. And thank you, Rachel, for pushing us because I just really had a total breakthrough today. And I've been pushing back, that's all, bringing in a virtual assistant because I can do it. And what I just had this epiphany is that, but it is taken away from what I love to do, and that is empowering my team and growing my team by having to do all the little stuff. So I do want to thank you, Miss Rachel, for that, and everybody, and Miss Sharon as well, because Miss Sharon was going to fly to Tampa and kick my butt if I didn't get back in line. So I just wanted to share with you guys.
And it's kind of funny that usually when you're in that point of really opening up to what your true core gift is, and a lot of times when we are going through that process, it's actually when we pull back from groups and people who, are probably our best cheerleaders. And I did the exact same thing. I joined a group of ladies just before Christmas, and they're all coaches and life coaches and things like that. And I've always done more business type training, or so I thought. And I refused in that group to acknowledge myself as a coach. And what came out of it is probably January or February, working with Diane, my accountability partner, and going through the business here and stuff. And God was just telling me and pushing me into being a coach. So my business now is called Home Party Coach because I really feel the need to change women's lives, and especially women who have been burned out in a business before, maybe not made any money in a business before, maybe didn't get themselves to the right tools to do their business. And that's what I'm really, really good at. And when we stop the fighting and really allow ourselves to have that core of what we're good at more prominent, it's like Diane and I realized this a couple of weeks ago. It's like signing up people now just seems effortless. Getting on these Google Hangouts and being a leader and stepping out more seems a little bit more effortless. And when you're really at your core, and I love this group and I love our business that we're doing, and it's just like Rachel had said the other day, this business can really be something extra that can help people reach out for their dreams, whether it's saving dogs or helping other moms, or your dreams and what you are at your core needs to come out. Do you want to share, Di? See, you're chomping up a bit.
I absolutely agree with you, Jody, and I'm impressed how he brings up about entrepreneurs. I mean, we all start working online because we're desperate for money and we don't want to go to jobs. Yeah. And it's interesting as you grow and as you work at home and you become more of an entrepreneur, that you realize when you find your core and you find what you want to do this for, the money just starts happening. Whereas before, when you were trying so hard and you were working at it so bad, it didn't happen. And then all of a sudden, it's like you let go and let God. There's a saying out there too, let go and let God. And when you let go, it just kind of fell in place because you were in your core zone and you found where you want to be and you found your zone, and you're like, well, I'm not really doing this for the money. I'm actually doing this so that other moms know this is out there for them. Or I'm doing this just to help at least one person today to come out from where they're stuck. Or I'm just doing this for those little kids that are dropped off at the daycare and want to be home with their moms. and it just kind of flows, and it happens from there. And anybody out there, I would definitely love to encourage you to get back to the person that invited you to this, because what we're in, Jody is right. You can find something here that will help you in the process of getting to your dreams, because this is what it's all about. We all want to do what we love in life. And if we don't do what we love in life, it just doesn't flow like it should.
And it's important to celebrate when you have accomplished a goal. Like my goal, for the last couple months has been to be at all my kids' games. And I haven't missed a single one. I've been headache-free, and sometimes, especially being an entrepreneur, there would be a guilt associated to maybe not being on a certain training or whatever. But the whole point of me doing an online business is so I can spend that time with my kids. And I celebrate my family, my health first, and business comes second. And when you have your priorities right, things just click, click, clack. Do you have anything that you'd like to share, Paula? I see you jumped in.
No, I jumped in late, so I'm listening today.
Okay, and I know, yeah, go ahead.
I'll piggyback on what you said, Jody, about this, about us helping each other. I mean, I know you always give me credit for your accomplishments. You have no idea how you've been for me in the background and all of us, and I think that's what it's all about. We're talking about building our success team, but we also have to acknowledge the team that we're with is pushing us to grow our own little team. And our mentors are just an amazing, and our accountable partners too are just such an amazing tool for us that we can use, that inspire us, and it brings out the best in us. Do you know what I mean? I mean, it just, you just get pushed
I don't think
where you want to share.
Yeah. Well, I just think, there's not one session that we've been at that I haven't learned something. And probably not one session that we've all been at where each one of us has not contributed something. So, Henry Ford has it right. He didn't have to be the one who made his motor. He just had to be the inspiration of the idea to get his motor.
Absolutely.
Hey, I'd like to share something also, Jody, in regards to what you're talking about as far as build your success team. My favorite word is, or words are, how can I give it away? And this has become, what helped me get to this point was hiring a coach. And one of the things that my coach would always tell me is, Rachel, look at everything that you have to do in your life and figure out what can you give away, and only do what you love doing. That statement stayed with me forever. And I'm always like thinking about what can I give away. And when I got to the point where, I stopped focused on trying to be everything in my business, that's when I began to see my business succeed. And you stop and think about a Fortune 500 company. A Fortune 500 company, the CEO of that company is not out doing everything that is required in that business. They have other people in place to make that business successful. So it's really, really important that, we do build a team, and that, just because we're at home, we have a home business, it doesn't mean that we do it all by ourselves. It means that, you still build a team and you still delegate work so that you can do what you're most compassionate about, so that you can do, I think the word that Jack Canfield used was core genius. So the thing that you are passionate about is the thing that you can focus on. And what'll happen is you won't worry about the money. Your eyes and your attention will come off of the money. Once you start doing that, the money will come. So just kind of thinking like just focus on what you love and the things that you still need you need to get done. Then delegate those out to someone else. Do like we're doing. We have our little behind the scenes mastermind going on, and we are in the process of outsourcing our entire team for our business. So do that. And if you're looking for a mastermind team to be a part of, we still have some open spots here. I mean, if not, go create your own. Go create your own mastermind team, and don't be afraid. A lot of people are afraid to step out of their comfort zone. You want to get uncomfortable with being comfortable. If you're comfortable, you're only going to go so far in business and in life. Back to you, Jody.
And I just kind of love that uncomfortable part. Because it's usually when I talked about this yesterday with my other women hangout group, and I had shared that I actually had been asked to be on a couple of radio show programs, and how the fear of being in front of a lot of listeners, the fear just came right up to here, and it's like I could just, feel it. And I shared with the group that, I know that God has his way of using my voice. This is the way he's choosing to do it. And once I recognized, yes, I'm fearful, but I'm still going to do it anyways, all of a sudden I was just incredibly calm. It's like I can't experience tell you, you have to experience it yourself. But when you push past a certain fear of maybe people not liking you, or maybe you might offend someone or whatever, but you really have that God-driven purpose in your life, those people won't matter as much, and what they say won't matter as much. It's like this calm assurance just comes over you that you are doing what you're meant to do, and you're not going to let anybody or anyone else steal your dreams from you.
Yeah, and I'll piggyback on that. Actually, fear on our call yesterday, she said fear is just an illusion. It's something in our minds that we just create, and it's there. And most of the time, when you push through it, it's nothing like you were fearing. And fear is just false evidence appearing real. But I'll just piggyback on what Rachel had said about the Mastermind group. One of the first books I ever read was Think and Grow Rich by Napoleon Hill. And the chapter he talks in there about creating your master group and having a mastermind group. It just never, I don't think it ever clicked on me before, because I tried masterminding with my husband, but he wasn't where I was. So it's kind of complicated. And this mastermind group has just opened tons of new doors for me. And being in this business we're at, and with the leaders we have, Reginald Stenson and Keisha Bass, and all those other great leaders, which I'm not going to remember all their names, but it's been incredible for me to learn about this masterminding and how it opens your mind, and it just takes your business to a whole new level. So if nobody out there has read the book Think and Grow Rich by Napoleon Hill, that is definitely a must read.
And I think sometimes as women entrepreneurs, when I was reading that book, some of it was a little bit hard for me to get the concepts because it was done from a masculine perspective. But in each chapter, this is a great book to go back to, and most people have it on your shelves. If nothing else, get to the Think and Grow Rich book, go read through the chapters again, and then write out your little notes on what each chapter means to you. And it's a great book to stimulate you to really find what your core values are and the people that you want to hang out with, the lessons in there of intentions. And I'm big on having things to me in an audio form. I'm big on letting those things kind of just soak into you as I listen to it while I may be doing yoga or puttering around the house, even doing laundry or anything like that. Because even if I'm doing those tasks, I still want to have a good attitude about it. And a lot of times when you have a better attitude about it, that doesn't even seem like work, So, yeah. Anyone else have some last words of wisdom to share here before we close this out? Anyone got a joke? We're supposed to be more funny.
No jokes today, Jody. No, I'm just kidding. Hey, I wanted to just kind of come out for a minute because we are the Fearless Mastermind group, and I want to just touch on fear for a minute. There is so many people out here that they want the success in their business. They want to be able to move forward. They want to be able to focus on their passion, but they are afraid to ask other people for help. You know, they're afraid to say, hey, look, you know, I can't do this on my own. I need your help. Or do you want to join me in this mission? You know, and it's kind of like, you know, I think about this mastermind group we have here. It's taking imperfect action. It's taking that first step, on course, off course. You know, we had some times when we were on course. There were some times when we went off course. But you figure out your way as you were going through that journey. So you're not going to always know all the answers. You're not going to always know how your group is going to turn out. I didn't know. As a matter of fact, when we first started this group, everyone on this panel was not here. You know, we had a whole different panel of people on the group when we first started. And that was okay because, you know, I believe that the people that are in your life now are the ones that are meant to be in your life. So, you know, it's really, really important that you get past that fear, because fear is going to stop you from taking the action that you need in order to take your business to where you want to go. So this is my little 2 cents on fear. And I don't know if anybody has a joke. I can tell my daughter's story, but I won't. She always has a good one for me.
And you know what, as we just close it out today, we're in the process of automating our business. Like, that's our big goal here with our group of what we want to do. And when you set out with those goals, I literally had 2 of my team members yesterday ask me about, is there just a way to automate all this? And I'm like, we are working on that, because when you're in the process of doing something, that that feeling that we're accomplishing and that we're setting out new scopes and we're like, you know, Rachel said, we're moving forward with imperfect action, that draws people. People that we didn't even know about are going to benefit from the work that we are all committed to putting in here in the next week or 2 weeks. So I just want to encourage everyone else here on the panel. You know, people are already looking for what we are doing right now. And you can join us on our Facebook group on Fearless Online Entrepreneurs. Make sure you click onto there, find out whoever, you know, asked you to join the Google Hangout today to get a copy of your book of the Jack Canfield that we're reading from. And tomorrow we're going to be learning even more about team building, and again, starts with you. So take care for now. Goodbye, everybody. We'll see you tomorrow.